All right, we talked about the whole moist critical RWBY situation almost a week ago, 6 days ago now. There's actually a couple more things to talk about. From the subreddit RWBY Critics, title RWBY fan having a completely normal one after Charlie, moist critical / Penguinz0, criticized the current direction of RWBY. Very cool. If you missed the original clip, please check out my prior segment. I'll link it in the description. And moving on. Got a Tumblr post here that reads, at first, I was indifferent toward moist critical / Penguinz0, but after seeing his ignorant and redacted reaction to an out-of-context video of RWBY and Jean's breakdown, I want this redacted, ugly redacted to take one of his guns and redacted his brains. Yeah, okay. Holy smokes. Most sane RWBY fan. Okay, look, to be fair, there's a reason why I made that RWBY Fanatic term up years ago. Because, like, not all RWBY fans, I know it's like a meme, whatever. Not all Scotsmen, whatever. Not all RWBY fans are, like, on that level. So, you know, that's definitely a RWBY fanatic. Believe it or not, though, there are actually some chill RWBY fans out there. I think, like, the chill ones that are left pretty much just want to see where the story concludes after all these years. And that's probably really like it for the most part. But the fanatics, they make it like literally their defining personality trait to obsess about RWBY and defend it from anything, even the most justified of criticisms. And as you can see, not just defend it, but like literally threaten people's lives and stuff if you dare criticize the show even a little bit. Once again, if you did not see the moist critical clip, I have it in my original segment. Check it out for yourself. He didn't say anything like crazy. And some of these people say stuff like that. And that take we just read from that Tumblr post or Tumblr blog, whatever, about it was so crazy. I was like, bro, is this... Like, I know RWBY fanatics can say some out there stuff, and I've seen them say stuff like that before, but even still, I wanted to check to see if it was real or not, which I could only do so much checking. But I went to the good old search engines and I typed in that title and everything, and it did actually pop up this result. So it turns out this is apparently real. It's not like a Photoshop or something, or even just like a Microsoft Paint real quick. Apparently there was a real blog that posted this that has since been deleted. And it doesn't even end there. Check it out. Another post over at RWBY Critics. Would this count as a DT towards Charlie, moist critical / Penguinz0, given what happened in RWBY Volume 9? And we can see this redacted Twitter user here from the Reddit post telling Charlie to drink some tea. I won't explain what this means because it involves RWBY Volume 9 spoilers. But essentially, for anyone up to date with the show, which I'm not, by the way, but I did read through the thread and I got the context of what people are talking about here. And it does seem reasonable to conclude, given all of the context about what people have been saying about Charlie, and now the context of what happened in RWBY Volume 9 recently, and that person telling Charlie to drink tea, I think it's reasonable to conclude that this is more likely to be a DT than not. They're trying to have some like level of plausible deniability, but I don't know how much that'd really fly. On RWBY Critics, there is even this mega thread about the whole situation. How the moist critical situation proves that the RWBY fandom is a ghoulish, cultish, thin-skinned, hypercritical mess. Also, mega thread. Although, to be fair, I think this has all been proven about the RWBY fandom long before this whole Charlie situation occurred. Little summary of the situation this far. I think most people are up to date with what's going on, though. Let's skip down to this part about Monty, see what they say about it. You know what I hate with the passion, writes the Redditor? It is that after years of everyone implementing a Monty rule and agreeing with it, that we should not use Monty as a cudgel for arguments, that the fandom in this very volume suddenly forgot about this. First, it was during Bumblebee when people took Monty's tweet about romance has to be earned and instantly said that it meant that Bumblebee was always meant to be canon, literally putting words in a dead man's mouth. Yeah, that's very hypocritical. That alone made me mad, but we are not done, because in this situation, the fandom did the very same. You know what? I gotta pause, though. Side note. This has also happened way before this moist critical situation. For example, there was a situation where RWBY fanatics made a meme that was literally insulting Monty's work to try and also insult like people they dislike. It was weird, obviously weird. And the other one was this take that someone made where they essentially said that Monty was a terrible writer because early RWBY was to them painfully cis-het or something like that. This was like 2 years ago or something, so my memory's a little hazy, but yeah. Back to the post, Redditor says, all that Moist Critical said was that he was a fan of Monty and that he did not like the show after his passing. That's it. But some people thought it was the perfect moment to then change this in their heads to mean, this is not what Monty would have wanted. And then they proceeded to use Monty as a cudgel. Yeah, the whole thing is obviously insane. Let's also establish that Charlie, if anything, was complimenting Monty, and these fanatics somehow spun that into him insulting Monty. The Reddit post then including a number of angry comments to Charlie. They read, "Your comments were redacted, disgusting, moist, critical, disrespectful to the deceased, their loved ones, and the hard-working people who work on RWBY. You have no idea what in the redacted you are talking about, and evidently lack even basic reading comprehension." Bro, what the frick is wrong with these people? "Hey, moist, critical, I really like your content, but this is extremely out of pocket." Oh, so that's the one that ended up being a whole thread. We talked about that one in the first segment. If you missed it, once again, link in the description. "Monty had Volume 9 planned out from the start." Oh, wait, that's part of the other one. Hold on. So moving on. "Not only did he trash on the show, he used Monty's name to disrespect his family." What? Dude, what? He didn't even do anything like that. These people are nuts, man. "At Moist Critical, this is completely redacted up and inappropriate. You have no idea what you're talking about, and you are trashing on a dead man's literal family for what? To seem cool?" Bro, these people are nuts. I'm a broken record, but like it's so crazy reading this stuff and like seeing that they actually make these takes. Like this is so crazy. Next. "Are you redacted serious? At Moist Critical, you really got to do some basic research before using a dead man's name, something his living family has asked people not to do, just because you saw clips of a show out of context." Okay, now we're going to do a little memeing, because Moist Critical was basically just saying like, "Hey, this scene is goofy and I don't like the animation and I preferred RWBY," when Monty was working on it. And then you got these fanatics being like, "Oh, Monty's insulting a dead man's family and insulting a dead man and ruining his legacy." Like, oh my gosh. "What we have in RWBY is exactly what Monty wanted, or as close as possible, as those who knew him will tell you. Dislike it all you want, but the moment you use a dead man as a prop is the moment you confirm you're a vile, putrid waste of existence. You deserve to rot." Moist Critical makes the most basic and reasonable of criticisms about RWBY, and these people want to send him into frickin' K-Lid. You know, speaking of Elden Ring, I still haven't beat it. I should probably finally do that. "You see Transformers followers. This is a problem, a constant problem in the RWBY fandom. People trying to act like they magically knew Monty better than his friends and family. They are utter scum and have automatically lost the argument. Sucks when you..." Sorry, I just a freaking random blur here just made me laugh. Excuse me. "Sucks when big YouTubers do it especially." And by the way, since I already made a side note reference thing, I figure I'll just come clean. Here we go, guys. I gotta admit something. When I talk in that goofy, silly, like, evil voice, I'm trying to sound like a really obnoxious, evil Omni-Man. I don't know if it's working, but that's what I'm going for. You know, I should probably make a whole separate video on that sometime. Just, like, a quick segment, just being like, yeah, that's what I'm going for, instead of burying the lead here at the end. But I guess now you know in advance. Ah, there's another comment. I guess they also want to break people's fingers for talking about Monty's vision or something. But all these people lack the self-awareness to see that they're the ones saying that stuff more than anyone else. How sad. Next comment reads, "Again, it's not about not liking RWBY, my guy. It's about a dude with no context, trashing on the show and the people who work on it, and brings up Monty's vision. Not only that, but this is just gonna stoke the fire even more, especially since most of Critical's viewers are brainless idiots who can't form their own opinion." These fools will make like the worst, most extreme, nasty takes, say the most awful things about people, wishing violence on people, insulting people and entire communities and fandoms, and then wonder why the general consensus on the internet towards the RWBY fandom is extremely negative. Next comment reads, "RWBY hate them, standing another angry white dude bro, trashing on the series. How dare the fans say anything negative about him? What an awful fandom. These people are so unreasonable. Me, one of the sort of people whose existence in a fictional setting is no small part of why angry white dude bros like him hate the show, and people who make and enjoy it." What? I don't even know what that person's talking about, because I don't speak crazy. There's a couple more examples in the thread, but I'm going to leave it there. I think you guys get the point. If you want to see more of that, by all means, check out the RWBY Critics subreddit, though. They did a good job compiling that stuff. I appreciate it all being organized nicely in that single thread. Made it very, very convenient. So once again, thanks. And thank you all for tuning in. Consider letting me know what you think about all of this stuff in the comments. I'll take a look. I will see you there. And also in the next segment tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day.